let's go ahead and use &d just to see whether we can get the one of these components that they do offer us. So the installation process is actually really straightforward. So we just install it, and then we have to import. So if I click on getting started, you can see that they have an example with React. So getting started with React app, and right here, so we actually done this by using create React app, and basically what we have to do is just try to import, for example, a button, and then we can create, for example, a div and then use the button inside. So let's go ahead and just try and do this. So here, let's go ahead and go back, and what we're going to do is if I close the package.json, and in here where we have, so the app.js, so here, let me put this full screen. What I want to do is I'm going to pretty much delete everything. So everything within that div, just like that. And in here, I'm going to say that I want to import, and also let's remove this logo here. So remove that. And here I want to say that I want to import, and I actually like to import the CSS at the very bottom. So just like that. So import, and then we want to get the button, and this is from &d. So I just got auto completion there for me, which is nice. Now I'm going to say this is a button. So this is a button, just like that. And then inside, so inside you saw that we can pass the type. So type equals to, and this is a string, and we're going to say primary. And then here I'm going to say hello. So if I save this and then open up terminal, and let's start the UI, so npm and then start, and just give a second, it should reload. There we go, I've just reloaded, and you can see that we have a button in here. So this button is actually super tiny, but it doesn't have the styling that we need, right? So here you can see that basically if I scroll up and then go to components, and then if I go to button in here, you can see that the primary button, so this is the primary button, should look like this. So the way that we actually bring in the styling is, so if I collapse this, and right here we need to go to the index.js in here, and what I'm going to do is, you see that we are importing this index.css. So if we go inside of index.css, at the very top we can say at, and then import, and then basically I want to remove that, and let me just go back so you see where all of this is. So here, so if I scroll down, you can see that this is what we have to do. So here, let's just do that. So basically I'm just going to paste that in, and there we go. So if I save this, and hopefully, so if I go back, you can see that now we have the styling. So this is nice, right? So we've just added this line, which brings in the CSS for our application, which is really cool. So there you have it. So let me actually go back to &d. I just want to show you that if I choose another component, so let's go inside of the button component, and let's say that we want to have, for example, this one right here. So with loading, for example, or maybe this one, which has all of these three stacked. So here they have some code examples, and you can see that they have a button group right here. So let me just grab this button group, and if I go back to IntelliJ and then open up app.js and then paste that in there, and let me just put this, oops, so let me indent this like that, and here we have to import the radio, and there we go. And I actually like to put these imports like that, so I think it makes more sense, just like that. And let me remove that line, and the size, so the value here, so let's say that this is large. So here you can see that they say large. If I save this, go back to my UI, and we actually don't have this function, so it's fine. Let's just remove this for now, and then save, go back, and you can see that now we have this button here. And if I just put a BR, so oops, so a break, just like that, enter, and you can see that now we have the component in here. So now that we have Andy configured and we can use the components, next let's go ahead and learn how we're going to make an API call. So remember before, so this is what we had, right? So this JSON object, or actually an array containing two JSON objects, so two students, Jamila and Alex. And then what we're going to do is to use the table component to display that nicely in our UI.